Alrighty, we're doing some experiments with teddy bear fur. So this is just a 800 by 800, so not quite a 3 by 3 table. Kind of see it. I'm just going to see what I can do to color it and maybe put in a bit of a road. Yeah, we'll just see. I'm just going to muck around and see what I can do with it. Alright, so I've cut a path for the road. I'm still trying to work out what I'm actually going to do here, but it's not too bad. It wasn't as hard as I thought it could be, but it wasn't particularly easy either. But also my cobblestone roads fit in there as well. So the idea is to do this up as a dirt road, and then to mix it up a little bit every now and then I can lay the cobblestone roads over the top. At some point I'll try and cut a little trail, more like a walking path through here, something like that. And then I'm going to work out how to sort of paint this and colour it. I might leave some of it this natural colour to look like a wheat field. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Okay, so I've cut a few more trails in and around, identified a few fields and did a little little side road, with a little bit of grass up the middle. So we'll see how that goes. And over here I've started to paint it. I just got some craft paint, diluted it right down and running it through the airbrush. The idea is to hit it with several colours of greens, so we'll see how it goes. And this section here I'm just going to leave as a field, like a wheat crop or something. Well, I'll keep going and we'll see what it looks like. So I've got a bit more painting done, and I'm using the comb a lot on here to really, once it's dried a little, just to de-clump. When you paint it, it seems to clump together a little, but I've got an old comb and I just run it through it, and I'm pretty happy with this area over here. This is an experiment of a lighter green. It's probably too light, and over here is where I've chopped up the fur a lot more, and I've only just done a quick over spray there, but I'll come back and I'll do it similar to the other side. So the paints I'm using is just some hobby paints. So we've got a lot darker green here, which I came in as a base. Then I used this sort of mid-tone-ish olivey green, antique green, and then I used a mild green right at the end just to do some highlights. And this is the mild green here by itself. Not 100% sure about that. It's a bit bright. We'll see. So I'll keep carrying on, and you can see where I've left a bit in the middle. It's looking good. I'll probably go through and start picking out the roads soon, just giving them more of a darker brown so they stand out. But it's starting to come together. Okay, so that's the painting done. It's looking pretty good. Put a brown on the roads and the path. It's not too bad, but what I'm going to do is try now and put some glue down and put some coffee ground in there just to make it look more dirt-like. See if that sticks. So roads and paths have coffee grounds in them. It's looking pretty good again. I'm very happy actually. I'm getting happier and happier, I suppose, with how it's turning out as it goes along. Yeah, we'll see. I'll wait until this dries. Got a bit up here where I need to change it a little. It's roughed up a bit, but that's okay. I might do a light dry brush on the road or something like that. We'll see. I'll come back once it's all dry. So this is the mat done. See the road there. I've just tried to do different maybe tracks in. Still need to experiment more about how to do the road on here, and probably need to really almost shave all the fur off where you want to do your roads. Works alright with paths, but with the roads they just get a bit too bumpy. But it's good enough for this, and I've learnt a fair bit about this. The other part is that in certain areas I think I need to almost sort of trim the fur right down so it's quite short, and so you've got different lengths of grass in different places. And just put a couple of minis down so you can see what they look like in amongst it. Put him up on the path there. You can see what height it comes to on him. A couple of guys out here on the road. Yeah, so what I'll do is I've got a fair bit of terrain just out over here. I'll just set up and we'll lay it out and see what it looks like. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab one of my hills and I'm going to throw it in underneath. And yeah, you can see that it really forms to it quite nicely. It's interesting that the fur sort of gathers here right on this ridgeline, creates a little darker section. It's pretty good. I might lay some bocage along here. So they fit in pretty well. These are heavy pieces, so they seem to push the fur down nicely. I think you just have a few problems, you just pick it up and you brush it in the direction. That helps it sit a bit flatter. Try some of my fences around the field here. They're not too bad, but these are really light, so the fur doesn't get weighed down by them. So that's something to think about. I'll try a few trees. They're fairly stable. Yeah, not too bad, but you can see they do stand out just a little. I'll bring the camera over to it. Just a little, but if I build a whole table like this, I'll probably get little bits of fur and wrap them around the base of the trees. Well, I'll go off and I'll lay out the whole table and see how it sits. This is the table here, fair bit of terrain laid out on it. Look, in general it all seems to work. I'll set up a few minis on it, take a few stills so you can really see the colours. But yeah, this has definitely got lots of potential, and I'll work out how to do a full table with it soon.